Hello everyone, it's me, Maya, and welcome to my channel. I bet you never thought you'd see me again. So before I get into the video, I just want to give you all a quick update. I am in my first semester of graduate school. I am getting a Master's of Library and Information Science. I'm finding it's not harder or easier than I expected. It's just a new experience. I'm also working part-time at a bookstore, which is literally the most perfect job for me. And I'm kind of really trying to get better at time management and priority management, if that makes any sense, as far as keeping myself from getting stressed by determining what my priorities are, so I'm just focusing on what's important and not everything that's popping up. So, the reason we're all here today I'm going to share the 5 coolest books on my shelf. Now, this idea came from one book in particular, and that is Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore by Robin Sloan. So why is this book cool? Well, it's a book I read in college that I really loved. It's this really cool intersection between technology and bookstores. But this book in particular is super cool because it glows in the dark. I know, right? So I was falling asleep, and it was a night when I had a lot on my mind, and so I glanced up at my bookshelf, and I saw a light on the shelf, and I was like, what is that? And at first I had thought that it was a light coming from my window, because you can see it's right behind me here, and I thought it was that, but it looks too directed to be a light coming specifically from my window. So of course I had to go and investigate, which I did, and I pulled this book off of my shelf. And then I looked, and then the spine was lit up, and I'm like, that is so cool. That is like the coolest marketing ever, and it fits with like the whimsy of the book and the story that goes on. So I think whoever designed this cover did a good job. Now, of course, I can't really show it to you. I can try, but just so you know, if it doesn't work out, trust me on it, it does glow in the dark. But if you wanted to test it out, definitely find this book and then you can see if it glows. So I don't think you can see it. It's not going to pick it up. Just take my word for it that it's a cool book. It glows in the dark, and you have to find it so you can see it for yourself. The next cool book is The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart. Now, I think that this book is really cool because it's a brain teaser in book form. It has a lot of little, like, brain melting events that happen, and you don't really have the whole book stapled down until the very end. And I find it, and it's a bit of a clunker, it's over 400 pages, but it also like tests your knowledge, and you're like, am I smarter than a bunch of like preteens? And these are really clever not preteens, but these are really clever kids, and I'm like kind of okay that I'm not as smart as them, because this book is so enjoyable, and it's not what you expect. Like, nothing is what you expect, and nothing is what it seems, which is really cool. And it's just so cool. Like, I can't, it's just like how, like, every few minutes I was like, wait, you would come to this conclusion, or you would understand a conclusion that the character just made. So it's just like, you know, all the points started connecting. It's just like, why is this book so cool? This is really, really, really awesome. The next book, and you knew this book was on the list, Illuminae by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. Now, you've heard me squeal about this book many times before, but it is definitely one of the coolest books in my collection, and it's basically because of how it's written. So this is a dossier, and it's been compiled by like emails and transcripts of videos, and it was like the first book of its kind that I saw that was not taking the strictly novel format. Now, has this been the first book ever to do the little dossier format? No, but I feel like it did one of the best jobs I've seen, because really with that type of format it's easy to get lost in the story, or for the story to get like very long-winded. But it was just, I was invested and there were so many twists and turns and action that you don't think would be able to communicate well if you're not doing a linear story, or you're not doing a novel story where point A, then point B, and then point C. It just worked, and I love it, and it's so cool. In case you're wondering the theme, this is the coolest books, and when I tell you these are the coolest books, they are. Now the next book is Where'd You Go, Bernadette by Maria Simple. It's very similar to Illuminate in that it's kind of a dossier format of all these collected emails and this girl's trying to find out what happened to her mother. But it's also really, really funny. A lot funnier than I expected. I think Rincey Reeds recommended it, and I saw it at a thrift store, so it was only $2, which makes this book even more cool. But I thought it was interesting how you kind of get to see the woman from her daughter's point of view, but also all these other people's point of view, and understand the choices that the woman made, and how everyone can view the same woman in different ways. Now, bringing up the rear in number 5 of the 5 coolest books on my shelf, I have Waiting is Not Easy by Mo Willems. Now, this is not only one of the coolest books on my shelf, it's one of my favorites. I just got it for my birthday. And, I mean, if you know of Mo Willems and the Elephant and Piggy series, these are early readers. These are definitely not adult books, but these puppies have universal appeal. And this one is my favorite in particular because the payoff is just so good. So, Piggy has a surprise. Piggy here has a surprise for Gerald, who is the elephant, and he's like, this surprise is the best surprise that you'll ever find. And then, but you have to wait for it, and Gerald, the elephant, is not really happy about waiting for the surprise. So the whole story, as you can see, is just, we gotta wait for it. I don't want to wait for it. Like, we've waited and waited. And then he's like, why are we waiting for so long? And then Piggy says, for that? Look at that. That is the coolest thing ever. And so when I saw that and I read it in the store that I worked, I was like, I knew immediately that I'm gonna add this to my list. So, those were the 5 coolest books on my shelf. Please leave me in the comment section below what are some of the 5 coolest books on your shelf. And you get to define what cool is. Of course, you'll see what my definitions of cool are, but you get to, I want to know what's cool to you guys. I love you all so much. Just so you know, in case you haven't guessed already, there probably won't be a specific clear schedule. I'll just pop up when I have some free time. And wish me luck on grad school. I hope you all are having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!